Hey everyone, my name is Charlie, and we're in a different part of the car park today. I don't know why, but somebody chose to leave their car overnight. I won't leave my car overnight in this car park, but what can you do? Anyway, today I thought that I would talk about fear. Do we need some light? Is that doing anything for you? Really? I feel like it just cast the other side of me. Ugh. Better than nothing. Anyway, yeah, fear. So basically, my good friend Lindsay commented on my video regarding Christmas music and asked me how could I dislike snow. And basically, I thought that today would be the perfect opportunity to reveal just why Charlie doesn't like snow. And yes, it is simply due to fear. Now, I have, your standard fears. I've never wanted to talk about them on this channel before, in case, there's every possibility in the future something happens to me and people use this against me. So I have the standard fear of being buried alive. I'm extremely claustrophobic, which goes back to when I was 4 years old and somebody pushed past my very pregnant mother, and I was already in a lift and the doors closed, and then I was left in this lift with two people that I had no idea who they were. One who I'd just seen practically rugby tackle my mother. So I was a bit terrified, screaming even, trying to get out of this lift with this lady, obviously not the one who'd pushed me in, but a different lady, trying to be extremely kind and reassuring, and me screaming because I believed I was being kidnapped. And so since then, I can't really go in lifts. I've had to do it a few times when there's been no other option, but I absolutely despise it. In fact, when my hips went a few years ago, I would still try and take the stairs, even though every single step was painful, and at the time I'd been told to rest by doctors. So, yeah, this whole dislike of snow goes back. The reason I mentioned my hip is because my dislike of snow goes back to when I was a child. Now, when I was much younger and slimmer, I was rather, I'm pleased to say it now, being the size I am, because I was a bit of a scrawny child, really. And so my mother knew that my hips hadn't, developed at how they should have done. And we'd been told that whatever was wrong with them, it wouldn't really set until I was about 12 years old, which was fine. I had checkups. I went to see doctors every now and then. It's been a constant struggle with these hips, I can tell you. And so when I was younger, I was prone to falling over. I would just be walking along and I wouldn't have to trip, anything of the sort. My legs would just decide, you know what? We're not here for this. We don't want to work anymore. And the next thing I knew, I'd be on the ground, which, amounted to a lot of tears from Charlie and, all that fun stuff. And I even... This is just a nice little note. I'd got a scar on my knee. It had finally gone. And then earlier this year, having not had a fall in an extremely long amount of time, my leg went from under me, and now the scar is back. And it still hasn't disappeared, and I've got a very nice purple knee, and have had since September or late August. So yes, I don't like snow, because snow and ice, which I used to thoroughly adore when I was younger, because it meant you got time off school, and it meant you got to go out and you could play, and people built snowmen and they threw snowballs. And I can remember it was around the Christmas period, we actually got snow, and me and my brother and some other people from down the street were outside playing with snowballs and all that fun stuff. Everyone was playing. It was great. But then you get older and you realise that even if it's snowing, you have to go to work, which just fills me with this anxiety and fear. Once I'm inside a building where the snow isn't and there's less chance of slipping, that is perfectly okay. But the moment that I step outside, it's just there, and it's snowy, and it's icy, and there's the threat of falling. And that's what I have the fear of. I have the fear of falling. The snow is perfectly fine to be there, but I hate it being there, because the idea of having to walk in it and the possibility of slipping fills me with that much unadulterated fear that I am unable to cope. And that's really the most simple reason as to why I don't like snow, I don't like ice, and I don't like falling over. Anyway, that's a rather quick video for you today, which gave you a nice little idea about me, my life, and my propensity for falling over. And trust me, I haven't fallen in front of a crowd in a long while, but laughing at somebody for falling over when they can't actually help it, never a nice thing. Never a nice thing to do. Once I fell down some stairs at work whilst carrying a huge box or something. That was fine. We had a laugh about it. I mean, it probably should have gone in the accident book and I ruined a pair of £90 shoes. But we won't talk about that. Anyway, what are some of your fears? Do you like snow? Do you like ice? Let me know down in the comments. Anyway, we're fast running out of any form of good content for these videos. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.